All right, welcome back. War Memorial Stadium. Here for game 2 of this doubleheader against the Virginia State Trojans and the Apprentice School Builders. Virginia State Trojans hail from Petersburg, Virginia, just outside of Richmond. Weather update. It's getting colder. Temperature dropped about 10 degrees between games, and it's due to drop about another 10 or so degrees before this one ends. So it was a nice, beautiful 75 degrees when we started game 1. It is not 75 outside anymore. So our Builders lineup very similar to last game. Outfield is Anderson, Yeary, and new into this game, Baker Green. Around the infield is Seth Harrison's at third, Isaac McAllister at short, and Landon Turner at second. Jet Winslow's playing first. Catching this game is Jackson Turner, and pitching is Charlie Higginbotham. Generally wearing number 32, today wearing number 9. So leading off for Virginia State is Smith. He grounds that one towards second. Sliding is Landon, and throw just not quite good enough. I'll say it that way. How about that? So Jonathan Anderson leads off with an infield hit. So that'll bring up Norman Jackson. Most of the batting order is the same for Virginia State in this game. So Jackson, Boone, Tucker, Gilliam round out the top 5. Punt attempt, pop straight up. Jackson Turner is there to make the catch for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up the DH, Antonio Boone. Boone went 1 for 3 in the last game. Throw over, back safely. If you were here with us on the telecast two weeks ago, Charlie, I think, picked off 3 or 4 guys in that second game that day. So first pitch to Antonio's a ball. Second pitch high, ball 2. 2-0's the count to the DH. Called the outside corner, strike 1. The 2-1 pitch. Swung back to the screen. Count is even at 2-2. Hopefully, the fans that showed up for game 1 were prepped for the rapidly declining temperature. I was not. I left my coat at home. Throwback and got him. So there's pickoff number 1 for the day, we'll say. Manager disagrees. Head coach disagrees with the call. Don't think he's going to change the umpire's mind, though. Maybe he wanted him to try to appeal to home. I don't know. At least talk to the home plate. However, that guy's nowhere near in the right position to even remotely have, in my opinion, an opinion on that call. So now the 2-2 with 2 outs. hits inside, 3-2. And Boone draws himself a walk here in the first inning. It'll take to the first baseman, Jaquan Tucker. Tucker went 1 for 3 in game 1 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch is outside, ball 1. That one's hit hard back up the middle. And it'll be a base hit. So that'll bring us to the right fielder, Luca Gilliam. Gilliam went 0 for 2 in game 1. He did reach on a fielder's choice in the 6th inning. Now he's here with 2 on and 2 outs. First pitch fouled away. Now on the outside corner, strike 1. 2. Charlie. Stats for the season. He's got a 4.4 ERA. 3-2 win-loss record. And that pitch is in the dirt. He's thrown 20 2/3 innings, giving up 40 hits, 20 runs, walked 8, and struck out 11. And that one's grounded to third. And Seth picks it up, carries it over to the bag for the third and final out of the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left. We'll be back.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice Athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
All right, welcome back, War Memorial Stadium. In the field, Virginia State has Jackson in left, Legion in center, Gilliam in right, Young at third, Riviera at short, Smith at second, Tucker at first, not Branzel. Mahan's doing the catching, and Stevens is pitching. Builder batting orders very, very similar. Nate Erie leading off, strike 1. So you got Nate Erie, then Jaden Anderson and Jackson Thomas. Or 1, 2, 3. Winslow, Harrison, McAllister. 4, 5, 6. Inside, ball 1. Counts even, 1-1. Barbosa is doing the DHing and batting 7th. Turner, 8th, and Baker Green back in the lineup, batting 9th. Nate Erie lifts that one out of play over the third base dugout and into the parking lot. Nate went 0 for 1 in game 1 as he lines that one over the third base dugout. He did have 2 walks in game 1. So the 1-2 pitch coming. That one's lifted high to left. Over is Jackson. And he's going to say he did not catch it, and it was a fair ball. I mean, it landed at the line. So I'll bring Jaden Anderson to the plate. I know I'm the home announcer in a way. I don't think he caught it. He did not. Nowhere did I have that in doubt. I just may question whether or not that ball was actually fair or not. It was close. We'll leave it at that. Foul tip, strike 1. Jaden went 1 for 3 in the first game after that after that triple in the first inning. He grounded out and popped out. The 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. Jaden lifts that ball to right field. Gilliam under it. Nate tags. And he's in standing up. So that's 1 down here in the Builder half of the first inning. And that'll bring up Jackson Thomas, the catcher. Outside. Ball 1. That one's hit high. Foul ground. It's going to make its way out of play. Over the dugout. Find my handy dandy cell phone with the new PDF. Jackson Thomas batting .455 on the season. That pitch bounced in front of the plate. Two and one. Thomas went 2 for 3 in game 1. Singles to left and flew out to right. That one back at the pitcher and off the pitcher. And it bounces into right field. So there, ump's going to call time and allow. Pinch. Courtesy runner, not a pinch, I want to say pinch runner, is number 8, Jordan Higgins. So that'll bring up Jet Winslow, the first baseman. Jet batting .254 on the season. Throw over, back safely. Jet went 1 for 3 in game 1. Line that ball over to shortstop's head. Higgins around second to third as the center fielder tried to pick it up and just couldn't. And Winslow's on with a base hit. So that's back-to-back hits for the Builders. It'll bring Seth Harrison to the plate. Seth went 1 for 3 in game 1. Singled to left and scored a run in the third inning. He's now batting .307 on the season. That first pitch is fouled towards the first base dugout. Again, the wind. Well, the flags don't seem to be showing it. It seems like it's whipping harder than what we get as a visual. That pitch outside, and Jet Winslow will move over to second base on that wild pitch. Higgins stayed at third as that ball ricocheted off the brick. The 1-1 pitch. Inside. Oh, no. Caught the inside corner. All right. We're back. Sorry about that, guys. Not sure when it dropped, but Seth Harrison doubled to left all the way to the wall, driving in Higgins and Winslow. Isaac McAllister now steps in. First pitch to Isaac is outside, ball 1. Second pitch was fouled back to the backstop. Counts now even 1-1. Builders put up 3 runs this inning. The 2-1 pitch, outside 3-1. Oh, nope, outside 4-1. So Isaac draws a walk in this first inning. Oh, yeah, I see it. I'm not sure how we've missed that. Well, actually, I'm a little farther. After the camera fell in game 1, it's now clamped to the railing, so we're a little farther down the first base line on that wide shot. So Walker came in to help us with that, on the fact that our scoreboard is covering the plate. First pitch to Barbosa was fouled away, strike 1. Barbosa, the DH, batting .286 on the season. Through the legs of the catcher, and both runners will advance. Counts even, 1-1. And Barbosa drives that one into left center, or left field. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. Barbosa will stand. Nope, Barbosa's going to go for third. He's going to have to show off some wheels. And he makes it in there. So Barbosa with a triple here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up Landon Turner. Landon batting .288 on the season. First pitch he looks at he looks at it, so it was a strike. Turner went 0 for 2 in game 1. 0 for 2. Low and away, ball 1. Counts even, 1-1. Grounded back up the middle. Nice stop by the shortstop. However, Landon will beat that one out. Landon with decent speed. Yeah. On that infield hit, Barbosa came around and scored. Moved up the 90 feet to score. That'll bring us to Baker Green. Outside. Ball 1. Baker batting .250 on the season so far. 8 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch. Low and away. Ball 2. 2-0. Landon at first. Inside, 3-0. And now Baker has drawn a walk here in this bottom of the first inning. Out comes the pitching coach. Have a word with the pitcher. No one stirring down there at the Virginia State pen. I mean, all the pitchers are in the dugout too, so it's. So now there's 3 people heading that way. I'm assuming one of those is a pitcher. One of them looked like a catcher. So that'll take us back to the top of the order. And Nate Yeary as the Builders now batted around. So Builders so far have put up 6 runs on 6 hits here in the bottom of the first. Nate Yeary doubled to left his first at bat. That pitch is down and away for ball 1. Both Baker and Landon have decent speed on the bases. Landon faked. Pitch is in there for strike 1. Sun coming back out. Outside, 2-1. We will agree with the umpire and say ball or strike 2. So 2-2 is the count. Count is now full 3-2 to the Builder center fielder and leadoff batter. Foul back to the screen to stay alive. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded to first. Picked up by Tucker. He steps on first for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Jaden Anderson. Jaden hit a sac fly to right field his first at-bat. And pitch number 1 is low. 1-0 to Jaden. Jaden swung through that one for strike 1. Count is even, 1-1. Grounded towards short, picked up and flipped to third. They're saying they didn't get the tag in time. Either didn't get it or missed it. I'm not sure which one it was. So Jaden reaches on a fielder's choice. Turner scores, and that brings Jackson Thomas to the plate. Thomas singled to right his first at-bat. Actually singled off the pitcher. Let's be real. First pitch to Thomas is a strike. Runners on first and third, 2 down. Caught the corner, strike 2. The 0-2 pitch coming. Runner goes. Hit sharply to second. Yep, I'm sorry, to short. And again, we have a courtesy runner. So we got Jaden Anderson at second. This will sound crazy. The only Builder yet to score a run in this inning. Jet Winslow at the plate and Higgins at first. And the 1-0 counts. That's going to be blooped into right. Oh, I think he could have caught that because it landed about at his feet. Over to third goes Higgins, and coming in is Jaden Anderson. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There goes the shortstop's hat off his head. It's now rolling across the field. So like I said earlier, the wind's gusting pretty bad. So I think that played a few tricks on the right fielder as well as how that ball came off the end of the bat. And that one's lined into left field. In comes Higgins. And it's Higgins scores for the second time this inning. Jet moves to second, and Harrison is on first with an RBI single. Every Builder has scored a run this inning. And that'll bring Isaac McAllister to the plate. Isaac walked his first at-bat. First pitch to Isaac is a strike. Runners on first and second, 2 down. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1. There is a right-handed pitcher up in Virginia State's bullpen. High, 2-1. Looks like a single-digit number. So let me see if I can pull off their roster and figure it out. Yep. That would be DeCarlos Nora III. Seeing as I'm going with a single-digit number, and he's the only, well, Matthew May, who caught game one, but I don't think that's him. In there for strike three, you got Isaac looking. That'll do it for the Builders. Half the first inning, they put up 10 runs on 8 hits. 1 error was committed. 2 men were left. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium in the second inning in just a moment.
The USC Young provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
All right, welcome back. War Memorial Stadium, top of the second inning. Hector Rivera leading off for the Trojans. Trojans bringing 6, 7, 8 to the plate. Riviera, Young, and Mahan. In that wide shot, you can see the wind blowing the netting. But not only do you see the wind blowing the netting, you see the wind blowing the camera. First pitch to Riviera was a strike. Strike 2 is called. Oops, that's Young. I'm already giving that guy strikes. 0-2 is the count to the Trojan shortstop. Grounded down the third base line, foul. So Riviera is batting .310 this year. No home runs, 6 RBIs. 1 and 2's the count. At pitch is popped. Shallow center. Nate Erie's in on it and makes the play. So there's the first out of the second inning. Next up is Samuel Young, the third baseman. Sam went 1 for 3 in game 1 with a strikeout, a single, and a grounded to short. On the season, he's batting .273. First pitch. It's poked into right field for a base hit. Which will bring up the catcher, Josh Mahan. Mahan batting .333 on the year. He's played in 2 games, started 1. So he's only had 3 at-bats. He went 1 for 3. At pitch is outside. Counts now 2-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Like I was saying, in game 1, yesterday's really kicked off the Major League schedule. About half the teams playing yesterday. Throw over to first. Back safely. Today, we'll say the other half get it going. Earliest game today is, I think, a 4:30-ish start. Everything else is 7 o'clock or later. 3-1. So Major League Baseball is going to, on opening day, is going to go up against the Sweet 16, which they do every year. Let's be real. Same weekend. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Counts full, 3-2. Throw over. Back safely. Ball 4. So Mahan has worked a walk. So that'll bring Gene Ligon to the plate. As we have a courtesy runner. Is that number 5? Let's say now Shoemake. Is it first as the courtesy runner? First pitch was a ball. Duke and St. John's tip off at 7 tonight. Alabama, Michigan, 7:35. No, Howard McCain will be watching that game. Bunt attempt goes back to the screen for strike 1. I will also be watching that game. Michigan State and UConn and Tennessee and Iowa State are the late games tonight. 2-1's the count. High and away, 3-1. Three-one pitch, one out. Runners on first and second. Strike two. Definitely a situation for the Builders. Just throw strikes. And he walks them for the second straight walk. And out comes Coach Jones. Again, 10-run lead. Just throw strikes. Let your defense do what they need to do. Yesterday's action in the NCAA men's tournament. Purdue beat Texas. Iowa beat Nebraska. Illinois beat Houston, and Arizona dismantled Arkansas. So Jonathan Smith, the second baseman, steps in. He's 1 for 1 today. Got the bases loaded now. First pitch he sees is a strike. He reached on an infield hit and then was picked off. Grounded up the middle. 1, 2. And that'll do it for the inning. Builders come out of it unscathed. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. We'll be back here at War Memorial in just a moment.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
All right, welcome back here to War Memorial Stadium. Bottom of the second inning, Drew Barbosa leading off. He's 1 for 1 today with 2 RBIs. Gavin Stevens is out for the second inning of work, where he threw 53 pitches in that first inning. Just to put a little perspective around it, as Drew pops that pitch into shallow left field, and it lands in fair territory for a base hit. The Trojans pitcher in Game 1 threw 6 innings and threw 102 pitches. So Gavin is over halfway to that number. So it'll bring up Landon Turner. Landon reached on an infield hit and came around and scored. He pops that one high down over the third base line. Lands in the Builder dugout. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1. Couple, you can tell it's temperatures dropped. A lot of the Builders pitchers went from all in short sleeves last game to now they're all in a jacket of some kind. Coach Jones added a hoodie over his pullover he was wearing. That one's hit high into left, shallow left again. It drops right in front of Jackson. Like I said earlier, very windy. Very windy. And the wind definitely played an effect on both of those hits. So very hard to judge those fly balls. So 2 on, nobody out. For Baker Green, first pitch bounces in there, ball 1. Baker walked his first at bat. Second pitch is in there, strike 1. Baker watches that one. Hit kind of softly towards short. And Riviera just couldn't scoop it. He tried to scoop and shovel it to second at the same time. Landon was slow to stand up after sliding into second. He gave the dugout a thumbs up, saying I'm fine. Nate Yeary steps in. Nate's 0 for 2. I'm not 0 for 2. 1 for 2. Singled, doubled to left, and grounded out to first. And he lifts that one into left center field. Over is the center fielder. There's no way he's catching that. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Double pump. 3 runs are in. Riviera doesn't double pump. When he catches that relay, he probably gets Baker. As Nate has a 3-run RBI double. That'll bring Jaden Anderson to the plate. He swings through the first pitch, strike 1. I would say Nate just showed us what happens if you hit the ball to left center, honestly, right now. The left fielder, I feel like, is playing over a little bit towards the line and shallow. And that is a large hole out there in left center. Third pitch to Jaden. Fouled back out of play. 1-2 is the count. Again, foul out of play. Foul back to the screen. 1-2. Sixth pitch of the at-bat here. Outside, 2-2. And Jaden's 0 for 2 as he hit at a sac fly to left, reached on a fielder's choice, and is now struck out swinging for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Jackson Thomas to the plate, the catcher. He's 1 for 2. Reached on an error and singled off the pitcher into right field. First pitch, ball 1. Two and 0. Swung through that one, strike. And swung through that one for strike 2. Two and 2 is the count to the Builder catcher. And he swings through that one for strike 3. And the second out of the inning. That'll bring Jet Winslow to the plate. Builder first baseman. Jet went 2 for 2. So far, single to center and a single to right. First pitch to Jets in there, strike 1. Jet lifts that one to right, out of play. Oh, and 2's the count. Takes that one off the dirt, basically. Over to third. And there's the third and final out of the inning. Now, before the Builders add some insurance, they score 3 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error. 1 man was left. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium in the 3rd inning in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
All right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Top of the third inning. Builders lead 13-0. Higginbotham in for his third inning of work. He's thrown 34 pitches so far. He's walked 3. Hasn't struck out anybody yet. And standing in. It's number 6, Norman Jackson. Jackson's 0 for 1 as he flew out to the catcher in a bunt attempt. His first at bat. Count is now 1-1. Check swing. Over to third. Seth picks it up, fires to Jet for the first out of the inning. I'll bring Antonio Boone to the plate. Antonio walked his first at bat. And that pitch was called strike 1. So the 0-1 from Charlie. It's lifted into nope, it stays on the infield. Caught by Isaac McAllister for the second out. That'll bring the first baseman, Jaquan Tucker, to the plate. He's 1 for 1 today in this second game, singling to center. Wanted an appeal, didn't go. Ball 1. And that one hit to short. Isaac tries to fire over to first. Gets past Jet, sneaks into the dugout, and he will be awarded second. Yeesh. So that'll bring us to Luca Gilliam, the right fielder. It's 0 for 1 today. He grounds it to third. Seth is up with it. Fires across the diamond for 1. And that'll do it for the Trojan half of the third inning. We'll be back for the bottom of the third here at War Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Builders bringing 5, 6, 7 to the plate. Seth Harrison, Isaac McAllister, Drew Barbosa. Defensive changes is Xavier Nixon went into place center field, and Legion Ligon went over to left field. So the count's now 3-1. To Harrison. Harrison swings through that for strike 2. Counts now full, 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And it's the Builders' first out of the inning. Isaac McAllister steps in, and he goes swinging at that first pitch. Strike 1. Outside, 1-1. Low. 2-1 to the Builder shortstop. Counts even, 2-2. So Isaac sends that pitch to the screen. Grounded to short. Riviera makes the play over to first for the second out of the inning. Bring Drew Barbosa to the plate. Drew's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. 2 runs scored. Outside, 1-0. Two and 0. Busy week in my house this week. Lots of birthdays this week. One of my daughter's birthdays was yesterday. Didn't get to see her yesterday. Got to spend a whole week with her, though. From Wednesday last week to Wednesday this week, basically. Today is my daughter-in-law's birthday. So we're going to throw some chicken, steak, veggies on the Blackstone and cook up some hibachi tonight for dinner. Landon Turner steps in. Landon is 2 for 2 with an RBI, 2 runs scored. Hits that one in between first and second for a base hit to right field. Builders now have runners on first and second. And 2 down as Baker Green steps in. Baker's he's 0 for 1 today. He walked. He's 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored as he walked his first at-bat. Reached on an error his second at-bat. That first pitch is a ball. Ball 2. The The 2-0 pitch coming. I'm going to go with just low. Looked like it was over the plate. 3-0 pitch to the builder right fielder. And that's in there, strike one. Base hit to right. Scorola is going to hold Barbosa at third. And Baker gets his first hit of the day. So it'll take us back to the top of the order, and Nate Erie. Nate steps in 2 for 3 today with 3 RBIs. A double, 2 doubles. Here in a great position to get a couple more RBIs. First pitch is low and away, ball 1. Like I said, I got to spend about the last week with my youngest child. Low and away, ball 2. In Dublin. Went over to Dublin, Ireland for her birthday. Her and her husband live over in Sicily, so easy trip for them, longer trip for us. Outside, 3-0. We had a good time, had some good drinks, enjoyed the weather, except for Wednesday. Day we left, it was cold that day. Outside, 4 straight pitches draws Nate Erie a walk, an RBI walk. All righty, out comes the coach, waiting for this signal, but I know it's coming. He takes the ball, and off to the bullpen he goes. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium to talk about the new pitcher in a moment.
Where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
All right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Jaden Anderson, stepping in. Jaquez Williams, the new pitcher for the Trojans. No easy feat coming in with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First pitch was a ball. Second pitch in there for strike 1. Gavin Stevens pitched 2 2/3 through 103 pitches. Walked 4, struck out 4. Wow, pitch we'll just call it a ball. So that pitch got away from the catcher. Currently at 14 runs, 13 of those are earned. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He is responsible for the 3 runners on base. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it for the Builders here in their half of the 3rd. We'll be back for the 4th inning in just a moment.
USC Young Lady provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
All right, welcome back. War Memorial Stadium. Top of the 4th inning. Builders do not add to their lead that inning. We did add to the lead that inning. We scored 1 run. Bumped the lead up to 14 runs, 14-0. Charlie comes back out for his 4th inning of work. Thrown 42 pitches. Hasn't struck out batter yet, but he has walked 3. Hector Riviera due up for Virginia State. So that's 6, 7, 8. Riviera, Young, Mahan due up for the Trojans. He's 0 for 1 today. Flew out to center field his first at bat. First pitch is ball 1. Again, lifted to center, and Nate's there to make the catch. Not sure if you could tell from the camera all the way back here. But Nate was very unsure where that ball was going to land. He was like, I need to dive. And he was like, no, I don't. Looked like he wanted to dive. And then he's like, no, I'm not going to dive. And at the last minute, moved his glove to his left to catch it. Young steps in, grounds it to third. And there's 2 outs in the inning. Seth over to Jet. So that'll bring up Josh Mahan. He walked his first at bat. First pitch, foul back to the screen. Strike one. Strike two. Quickly 0-2. It's the Trojan catcher. 2 outs. Poked out of play over the net into the bleachers. I'm assuming it went in the bleachers. Not going to lie. Can't see it, so that's what it did. Grounded to short. Isaac up and throwing for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We'll be back to War Memorial for the bottom of the fourth inning.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Bottom of the fourth inning. Builders still lead 14-0. Jaquez Williams back on the bump here for this inning. He got the last out from the last inning when he came in relief. Thomas Winslow Harrison due up for the Builders. 3-4-5. Inside to Jackson Thomas. Jackson's not over anything. Jackson is 1 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout. He reached on an error, so he has been on base twice. Windy. That one's grounded to third. Young up and firing, and he throws it away. Jackson turned and kept going. So Jackson has now reached base twice on errors. So, again, Higgins is out there courtesy running. Jed Winslow steps into the batter's box. He's 2 for 3 today in game 2 with an RBI inside, ball 1. Jet singled to center and right field in his first 2 at bats. Pulls that one down the third base line, and one hops it out of the play. One pitch. Hit into right field. Catch is made by Gilliam, and Higgins stays put. So 1 down in the Builder half of the 4th. Bring Seth Harrison to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a strikeout. Scored a run. First pitch, a strike. Higgins on second. Flags in center. Blown pretty straight to right field. Really? And that pitch was driven, hit into the left field. 1 run is in. Seth to second. He's there standing, and we have a pinch hitter coming to the plate. So, pinch hitting for Isaac is number 7, Nick Redmond. First pitch to Redmond is a strike. Nick is a starting pitcher for the Builders. This might be first at bat I've seen for Redmond in his 4 years as a Builder. Second pitch was a ball outside. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That's still all right. Outside, 2-2. Inside, 3-2. In reality, some of these guys can't be that far removed from batting on a consistent basis. The 3-2 to Redmond. Inside, ball 4. Redmond draws a 1-out walk. That'll bring Drew Barbosa to the plate. Isaac replaces Redmond after the walk. Out. Okay, strike 1. So says umpire behind the plate. Swing and a miss from Barbosa for strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Barbosa goes down swinging. So that's Williams' second strikeout. And that'll bring Landon Turner to the plate. Landon's 3 for 3 with an RBI in this game, too. The pitch is in there for strike one. Outside, 1-1. Foul out of play. 1-2. So this is outside, 2-2. This is the fourth time through the batting order for the Builders. Outside, 3-2, counts full. 3-2, 2 outs. Isaac and Seth will get a head start on this one. And that one is back at the pitcher. And they apply the tag for the third and final out of the inning. Builders still score one more. 15-0 is our score. We're heading to the top of the fifth inning. We'll be back here to War Memorial in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
All right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Charlie Higginbotham in for his fifth inning of work. He's thrown 49 pitches so far. Walked 3, struck out none. Bottom of the order, 9, and then back to the top, 1-2 for Virginia State, needing 6 runs to keep the game alive, as we do adhere to a 10-run through 5 mercy rule. Count is now even at 1-1. Right? Or is that the first pitch? Either way, grounded to third, over to first for the first out of the inning. Whether that was the 2-0 pitch or the 1-1 pitch, it don't matter. Take us back to the top of the order, and Jonathan Smith, he's 1 for 2. Had an infield hit, grounded to short. And he grounds that one to first. Jet scoops it up, steps on first for the second out of the inning, which puts Virginia State at their last out. So, pinch hitter. Oh, yeah, the center fielder came in. Xavier Nixon steps in with 2 outs. Off-speed pitch was away for strike 1. Right back up the middle. Landon gets there, fires to first. That'll do it. Builders win game 2. 15-0. So Virginia State gets no runs on 3 hits and commit 3 errors. The Builders score 15 runs on 15 hits and commit 2 errors. Builders will be back in action tomorrow for a twin bill again against these same Virginia State Trojans. At noon is game 1, and the second game will be 30 minutes after that. So we're all going to try to get home before the rain. We'll see you tomorrow.